the immortal and the imperishable, of true and eternal law, and of absolute bliss. Shri Krishna told Arjuna in the last verse that a person who is gunatit beyond the three modes of nature is fit for becoming Brahman. In this verse, Shri Krishna says that he is the abode of Brahman, the immortal and the imperishable, of eternal law and of absolute bliss. Shri Krishna tells Arjuna that there are four things in the material world that one will only be able to get from God and nowhere else. God's business is a monopolistic business. You will not find these things anywhere else. If you want these four things, then you'll only be able to go to God. What are these four things? The very first thing is mentioned is Avyasya Brahmana, the imperishable Brahman. You can only attain the imperishable supreme Brahman from God. The imperishable supreme Brahman is God himself. When I speak to you, you will get this from God, then it does not mean that you go to God and He will give this to you. When you go to God to get this, then you become one with God. Only God is there, whereas the other is not there. God is the imperishable supreme Brahman. Second, God is Amrutasya, immortal. God has immortality. This is not of the body, this is of the mind, the intellect and the consciousness, and of the level of spirituality. The third is Shasvat Dharmasya, the true and eternal law. God is the abode, the preserver and the support of Shasvat Dharmasya, the true and eternal law, and of Sanatan Dharma, the law that has no beginning. And God is the abode of Sukhasya Akanksasya, the absolute and endless bliss. The Supreme Soul has this absolute bliss. Therefore one can only get these four things from God. Avyasya Brahmana, the imperishable Brahman, the Amrutasya, immortal, the Shasvat Dharmasya, the true and eternal law, and the Sukhasya Kakshita, the absolute and endless bliss. You can only get these four things from God. God says that He is the support of the Shasvat Dharmasya, the true and eternal law, and that His support is this Sanatan Dharma, the law that has no beginning. This means that Sanatan Dharma, the law that has no beginning, and God are both one. If you remember then in the 18th verse of the 11th chapter, Arjuna called God Shasvat Dharma Gopta, the guardian of the eternal law. Arjuna said, Tvam avivsta Shasvat Dharma Gopta, Sanatas Tvam Purusho Mato Me. You are the undying guardian of the eternal law, you are the primal person, I think. The Lord is the Shasvat Dharma Gopta, the guardian of the eternal law. One who wants these four things will only get them from God. The Avyasya Brahmana, the imperishable Brahman, is our true form, and Amrutasya immortal is our true form. The Rishis of the Vedas say, Shunvanto Vishva Amrutasya Putra. We are the descendants of immortality. God is the only abode of Shasvat Dharmasya, the true and eternal law, and Sanatan Dharma, the law that has no beginning, and of Sukhasya Akanksasya, the absolute and endless bliss. God is the abode of all of these, and God is the support of all of these. These are also God's supports. Because God is the support, they are no different from God, and they are God's names. God is telling Arjuna that I am them, Arjuna. We tell the Supreme Soul that, Lord, we pray that we attain the right to all four of these. Now after reaching this state of Gunatit beyond the three modes of nature, Lord, your blessings will be showered upon us, and that we make movements towards Purushottammatva, the supremacy. This is because the chapter that will now come, the 15th chapter of the Gita, is called Purushottam Yoga, the yoga of the Supreme Person. It's an extremely famous chapter. I always say that the 12th and 15th chapters are the most famous chapters of the Gita. The majority of people that have studied the Gita know these chapters off by heart. They are very short chapters of only 20 verses, but they are very important. The 15th chapter of the Gita is called Purushottam Yoga, the yoga of the Supreme Person, which we will study now. We bow down to the 14th chapter of the Gita. Om Tatsyaditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Sabhade Gunatraya Vibhag Yogo Nama Chaturdashataya Shri Krishna Paramastu. Let us